It's saying that I'm live, but says it says I'm live. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I'm live. If you are there, if you can hear me. Oh my goodness. I was trying to use a countdown and apparently I hit the go live and it's already live and I thought that it was not. But apparently we are. So please don't let me talk to myself. Pop on here and say hello so I can know that I'm really live. Yes, I am live. Great. Tonight it's not going to be long. This is Carmen Bernard coming to you with Factually Speaking, brought to you by Big Facts. Let me tell you something. Hey, Derek, how are you? All right, so I'm live every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Even though I'm not getting it right, knowing whether I'm live or not, but I'm here. Tonight we're going to continue our talk. Last week we started talking about the steps to financial security. I'm going to specifically cover 5 steps to financial security. And last week we talked about financial literacy plan, your financial literacy plan for your family. This week we're going to be talking about the foundation of your financial security. The number one thing, it doesn't matter who has told you what. I don't know if you have a financial planner. I don't know if whoever you have that is helping you, if they have not told you what is foundation, the foundation of financial security, they have not taught you right. So stay tuned and we're going to talk about that. Listen. My question tonight, are you setting your family up or are you setting your family back? Is it going to be a setup or a setback? That's it. That's what I want to say. Now it says, heads up, Facebook requires you to go live. I'm going to hit go live again because I don't understand. Okay, it says I'm live right now. Okay. Something came up and says Facebook requires you to go live within such and such a time. I am live. What are you talking about? Anyway, I hit it. So I am Carmen Bernard. I am the president and founder and CEO of Big Facts. If you do not know what Big Facts mean, it's Bernard Insurance Group, Financial and Consultant Services. But I thought it was appropriate or apropos for me to have that name because I bring you nothing but the facts, big facts. And tonight, the facts that we're going to be talking about is your way, your plan, your way to financial security. And the first step was getting a financial education. We're going to continue a deeper dive into what exactly that means. But tonight, we're going to talk about the foundation. And the foundation is life insurance. Life insurance. If you are listening to me, or if you were tuned in on the replay, and you're here and you do not have life insurance, you need to pause. You need to stop. You need to call an insurance agent and get yourself set up for some financial with the foundation of financial security, which is life insurance. I'm Carmen Bernard. I am an independent insurance licensed agent and broker. You can call me and we can get that set up as soon as we get off. But why? Why should life insurance be your why is life insurance the foundation of your financial security plan? Why is that? If something happens to you, you are the breadwinner for your family. If something happens to you, what happens to your family? How is your family taken care of? How is your child taken care of? How's your wife taken care of? How's your children taken care of? You might be supporting a mom or you're a parent or something. How are they taken care of? Financial security begins with life insurance, right? And, I'm going to get into this because, especially in our community, and I'm going to be blunt, in our Black community, we always think that life insurance means death. Man, I'm telling you, listen, life insurance is not only for death. it is the number one thing that replaces income when a breadwinner passes. It is. But like we need to start thinking bigger, right? We need to start thinking about other things, right? So first, let's talk about death because we don't like to talk about it. We're like, if I, what are you calling death on me? I'm from Guyana. Here's my Guyanese accent. Whenever you talk to somebody from my country, some of the people, what are you calling death on me? Right? What do you want to get life insurance on me for? You trying to kill me? So we need to like just face the facts. There's one thing that I know for sure. One thing that I know for sure, and that is you are not going to get out of life alive. You are not going to get out of life alive. All right? We are all going to die someday. I pray, God, please keep me alive for a lot longer. Please let me see my great grandchildren. Please let me be like my mama. And she is still alive. She's 85 years old and happy to see her great grandchildren. I want that for me. But I'm saying we don't know. I don't know what tomorrow brings. The only thing that I know for sure is that when you die, I don't know if you will walk on pavements of gold. I don't know if you will be burning in hell or what. I don't know any of those things. What I do know is that life goes on. Life goes on. What I do know is that your children and your wife, your children, your mom, your sister, your brother, they will continue to live. And we need to make sure that we prepare for that. Even if it's way into the future, we need to prepare for that. What we do not want to do is have our family on GoFundMe begging to get money to bury us. Don't do that to the family. They're already traumatized. They're already grieving. And now they're on GoFundMe begging. They're asking this person and that person to lend me this. They're asking, they're trying to do a fish fry. They're doing all sorts of things just to take care of your final expenses because you didn't do it when you had the chance to do it. So that is why that's the number one. That's right. That is why that's the number one and the foundation of any financial security plan. Listen. Other communities got it right. They understand what it's used for and why it should be used. They do it. So why shouldn't our community do it? And as a matter of fact, let's go into the part where I want to talk a little bit about. We are always thinking about final expense. Life insurance is just to take care of your final expense. No, it's not. No, it's not. All these other communities have understood that life insurance, we're talking about life insurance, we're talking about funeral expense, and other communities are talking about inheritance. Why can't we talk about inheritance? Life insurance is one of the greatest ways that other communities build wealth. Why shouldn't we do that as well? If we want to narrow the wealth gap, which if I don't know if you know, but the wealth gap of whites is 20 times that of blacks. Life insurance is one way to help to narrow that wealth gap. It's one way because it's a guarantee. Let me tell you, it's guaranteed to happen. Life insurance is the only thing that says that will do what it says it will do, providing that it is enforced when you pass, providing that you have not gotten it by fraudulent means, providing that at least in the first 2 years, because if you don't know, life insurance most life insurance have what is called a contestability clause, right? So if you take out life insurance today and you die tomorrow, the company reserves the right within that first 2 years to check and see if you told the truth, right? If you told them, oh, you don't smoke, but here you die of some kind of lung cancer because they can see the black in the smoke when they do the autopsy or something like that. Well, that's fraud, right? If you happen to die outside those 2 years, most companies have what is called incontestability, opposite of contestability, where they're not able to go back and contest it except for non-payment of premium or something to do with the military, like you lied, like they're not going to pay for that. But as long as you've gotten this with um no ill will, it's a contract. You apply, you make the first, hey, this is me, I'm offering, could you insure my life? They say, oh, we accept, we are going to take this risk, you are going to pay us, we're going to pay your family a certain amount of death benefit when you die, depending on the type of coverage you chose. Because if you chose term coverage and it was only for 10 years and you died in the 11th year, you out of luck. Then that's the reason why, is another reason why you want to talk to someone about the types of policies. Maybe you make sure you have a policy that will not ever run out because it's convertible, right? So that is what I wanted to talk about when it comes to life insurance. Do it. Just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. Many of us do not do it because we think that it's expensive. Survey says that more than, I don't know, 30, maybe I'm making up this number, but a lot of people think that life insurance is more expensive than it really is. Then others would think that others are paying more expensive life insurance because that's what they were presented. That's what they were given. They didn't. No one has ever reviewed what they have. So it's always important to get what you have reviewed so that you can see if you are getting the benefits that you're paying for, or can you get more benefits for that amount, or can you get the same benefits for a lesser amount. Listen, our dollars, we need to hold on to our dollars, so we need to make sure that we are getting our money's worth for everything. All right. But I want you to remember this: life insurance is the only thing that you can buy dollars with pennies. Life insurance is the only thing you can buy dollars with pennies. So, life insurance is the foundation. But I want you to understand a couple of other things. Number one, life insurance doesn't only mean a death benefit. Life insurance can protect you in the event that you become ill and become unable to work due to a chronic illness. What do we mean when we're talking about a chronic illness? So if you came down with something that 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 made you unable to perform the 6 activities of daily living, right? You couldn't bathe yourself. You couldn't dress yourself, right? You couldn't go to the toilet by yourself, toileting. You couldn't transfer yourself, move from one place to the next without somebody having to help you. You couldn't continence. You couldn't I shouldn't be able to list all 6 of these things off. And lots of times it's right there on my tongue. But if you're unable to do just two of the 6 activities of daily living, and you have medical evidence to support that, then you can use your life insurance to help you. That's called a living benefit of your life insurance. Now, caution, not all policies have living benefits. So you want to make sure that when you talk to someone that it has that. You want to make sure that what you already have, that it has that. Because sometimes what you have do not have it. And we can actually find you something that will be able to make sure that you have that so that you can use it while you're alive. We call it life insurance you do not have to die to use, right? So there you go, my Caribbean massive people. You not got to die. You ain't got to die to use this life insurance. There goes my accent. All right. So also, if God forbid you were struck with a terminal illness and you had less than 2 years to live, you can now use your life insurance to help you to continue to live, whether it's to make sure that you're comfortable, whether it's to make dreams come true, go travel the world. You got $1 million on there. You can advance that that most of that money to be able to use to do whatever it is that you want to do now, right? And then if you are struck with a critical illness like a aneurysm, a stroke, something that um, renders you disabled for more than 6 months, now you can also go ahead and advance that money to be able to live. Man, I have a friend that she's young. I don't, not even sure she had turned 50 when she had a brain aneurysm. She had suffered a stroke, a brain aneurysm, ended up in a coma, and was unable to work for more than a year. What would that do for you? Right? Just think about it. What would that do for you if you're able? Because sometimes your salary is still coming in if you happen to have a good job where they are going to pay for short-term disability, but it's only 60%. Call up any of your bill people and say, hey, can I pay you 60% of the bills because I'm only getting 60% of my income, and see if they agree to that. No, they're not. So that's another thing, right? So you're not only being able to use life insurance if you die, but you're able to use life insurance if you become ill. You're able, with a chronic illness, a critical illness, or a terminal illness. And then let's say you keep living off a long, long, long. In my country, in Guyana, they say only the good die young. So let's say you're not good, you're evil, and you're living forever and ever and ever. Now you can use that money for retirement, but you have to have the right type of insurance. You have to have the right type of life insurance. Not everything does that. Your insurance at your job, definitely not going to do that. And your insurance at your job only covers you while you're there. Okay. And even if they let you take it, most of the times it is very, very expensive and you cannot afford to pay it yourself. Because when you're with at your job, you're being covered by a group rate. Right. But it's a good thing. And let me just tell you, some people are unable to get life insurance by themselves or a certain amount or whatever. But if they have their job, they can get it through their job because the job is not looking at you specifically, at least for the first. Sometimes they pay you 1 time your salary or 2 times your salary or whatever. They don't look at that. That you're just going based on the health of just the group, right? So while you're there, that might be a good thing to make sure that you're covered there. But when we want to talk about life insurance to cover our family, we want to make sure we have something that we own. All right, so I talked about the fact that it's not just about death. It's about the living benefits, right? One person said to me, so wait, I got to die to use it? No, you don't got to die to use it, right? You do not have to die to use it. But you might wish you were dead, if you didn't have it, because here you are being a burden on your family, especially if you didn't die. So we want to make sure that we're looking at not just if I die, but also if I didn't die, how can I use it? Now, some other things that I want you to get that notion out of your head that life insurance is just for a death benefit and it's just a little bit amount, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for the funeral. And by the way, now these days, dependent, especially when people are grieving. When people are grieving, their emotions take over, and they're not thinking. And they will definitely part with money. And if that insurance company know that you have $30,000 in life insurance policy, they're going to make sure you spend that $30,000 in life insurance. They will, right? You're going to have the dove, and you're going to have the the carriage, and you're gonna have everything, and then next week we can't pay the mortgage because we spent out the $30,000. Therefore, We are not talking about life insurance for no 20, 30, 40, 50, even $100,000. We're not talking about that. The least amount we're talking about is $250,000, $250,000. Basically, it's individualized. The minimum you should have is 10 times your annual salary, or 10 times what you're bringing in your business, or something like that. However, if we have to all start someplace. Sometimes my mom used to say you can't get blood from a stone, so we got to start someplace. So taking out at least $250,000, and if that's too much, then we move down, right? Then there's other things that we can do. There are other things that we can do. One is to make sure that we're insuring ourselves when we are very young. So parents, if you have teenagers, if you have people that are just going off to college, get them insured. $250,000 policy is less than $20. And that's the one that covers all those things I told you about. It covers, less than $20 for a young person, 18, 19, 20-year old, whatever. Of course, it's individualized. I have to look at you, make sure you qualify, this, that, whatever. But I'm saying on the part you can get coverage. Definitely for 100,000 is like $10. So we want to make sure that we cover our teenagers. Reach out to me if you have teenagers getting ready to go off to college. Let's get them all covered. They will be able to then convert that policy later on. They'll be able to convert that policy so that they can have permanent coverage, or coverage that lasts them longer, and coverage that they can actually turn around and increase, even if something happened to them and they were now no longer insurable. So you're protecting their insurability, right? And even going further back than that, you want to insure your children. You want to insure them. I have a friend whose 9-year-old became uninsurable when he was 9 because he was diagnosed with insulin dependent diabetes, right? Type 1 diabetes. And although if that's your case, if that's your thing, reach out to me. I do have companies that will look at each person and ensure that we can get some type of coverage. I can help almost every single person, even the person, all the way up to 85, 90 years old. Even if that person is permanently disabled, you can reach out to me. And if you're going to be the one that I don't want to say stuck with the bill, but that will be responsible for that bill of your family member, you want to reach out to me, because it's better to use other people's money for things like this while you pay a minimal amount, right? All right, so that's what I wanted to talk about. Life insurance, biggest takeaways, it is the foundation of your financial security plan. And if you don't have that, then you do not have a financial security plan. Yes, that's right, I said that. Second of all, do not think about life insurance as death, and that's the only problem it solves, because it solves so many more problems. It solves your emergency fund problems. It solves your getting out of debt problems. It's eliminating debt, not what these other things that people sell. Not that they're not good, but I'm talking about eliminating debt forever and actually building wealth. It solves that problem. It solves your starting a business problem. Ask Walt Disney. Ask Ray Kroc. Ask Pampered Chef Lady. Ask Dorothy, whatever. Ask any of those people. Solves starting a business. It solves buying your new home. Getting your down payment for you. It solves a host of problems. And more importantly and broadly, it solves narrowing the wealth gap. Think about this. If every single person of color, every Black person that died during the pandemic had a $250,000 policy on them, what would it have done for their family? Think about that. what would that have done for their family? What would, if someone for you that passed had done that, what would it have done for your family? So let's stop thinking life insurance means death benefit or death funeral expenses, or enough money that I can pay for the funeral and get a car or whatever. But if that's all you got, that's better than embarrassing your family and having them getting and begging on GoFundMe. It's better than that. It's better than that. And what kills me out is people who get on there and says, help me because this is what that person deserved. That's what they deserved. I'm not sure what they deserved, especially if they had the opportunity to take care of business and didn't. And I understand that many times there's not somebody telling us about these important steps that we have to take. But you heard it here today from Carmen. You can reach out to me at carmen10k.com. You can book an appointment. I do not charge to speak with you. We can see what is best for you and set it up. carmen10k.com. Let's start thinking about how we narrow the wealth gap and begin to actually build generational wealth, passing it on through life insurance. Let's start thinking about that. And with that, I'm done. Thanks and bye-bye. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. You could have been any place else, but you were here with me. Bye-bye.